It's cool how that works. Hey, you're live on the Buyers and Sellers Show. We're in the pre-show. Everybody's getting on board. It takes a couple of minutes. And I'm so glad you're coming. Let's enjoy this. Wow. Oh, Erik, Mr. Awesome Swanson's going to be with us today. How cool is that? And we're live, and you're on the Buyers and Sellers Show. We're here having a blast, and I can't tell you how happy I am to have you. You know, we've got a lot of people coming on here already. That's wonderful. And, you know, every Friday morning we're here. Remember the silver rule: do unto your vendors as you want your customers to do unto you. The green rule is do for yourself what you're asking others to pay you to do for them. And let's bring on the star of the show today, Erik Swanson.
Yay! I'm so excited for me to be here with me and you and everyone around us.
Yes.
How are you, Jay?
I'm doing great, Erik. So proud to have you here. Oh, man, this is fantastic. Look at you, this beautiful setting. Those of you, many of the people that are here, some of them know you, some of you don't, but you got to know, look at this. They could just read best-selling books. Look at this, Principles of David and Goliath, the Book of Influence. Look at you. Look at you.
I don't even know me, Jay.
What?
I mean, Jay, let me ask you a question. How many of us really know each other, like ourselves? You know, I'm learning.
Exactly. And it's like, it's so cool to get to know the new people I get to know, like when I do these shows. And then here, you and I are here, and we and I have had some talks, we've done some preparation, and it's like, I feel like I got a new brother. This is great.
That's right. Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
right. Oh my God, Jay, you're the one I've been looking for my whole entire life. My brother.
There you go. Yeah, my brother.
Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers. And cheers to you. And I've got my coffee, and cheers to you.
Oh my gosh, I have my quadruple, double, triple ice water right here. It's amazing.
I like it.
I ended up quitting 3 things in my life a long time ago. I quit coffee, I quit alcohol, and I quit negativity. So there you go. Cheers.
I'm with you. I'm in. I quit all the same things too. This is great. So what we're going to get into is right away, because everybody knows they love to get on and just get into it. And one thing is, and you see Habitude Warrior Conference, Erik's motto is clear: NDSO, no drama, serve others. What is Habitude, and what does that mean?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. Well, first of all, I want to thank a great friend of mine, Jim Cathcart, who introduced me to you. So thank you, Jim, wherever you are in the audience. I see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Give it up for Jim Cathcart. So Habitude Warrior, you know, I'll tell you the story if you'd like, how I got the name Habitude.
Yeah.
The Habitude really is a combination of your habits and your attitude put together. And I'll tell you the backstory. The backstory is this: years and years ago, so I started with a guy named Brian Tracy, and years ago, about 8 or 9 years after I was working with Brian, I was at an event with Brian Tracy in Houston, Texas, and this other gentleman was one of the other speakers, and he was in the audience. And it was pretty amazing because he was actually in the back of the room, and he calls me over. Now, Brian Tracy, my mentor, is on stage, and this gentleman calls me over to him. He says, "Son, come here." And I said, "Yes, sir, yes, sir." And he was very distinguished. You may know who he is. And he had his legs crossed, I remember, and he was doing the teacup or the tea kettle. You know what the tea kettle is? Like this, like thinking about something, right? So he says, "Son, Erik, what do you do with Brian Tracy?" And I said, "Oh my God," I was really excited about it. I was really nervous talking to this gentleman, but I was really excited about what I was doing. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm the best salesperson Brian's company's ever seen in the world of the world." And he's like, Interesting. He goes, "What do you really want to do?" This is what this gentleman asked me. "What do you really want to do?" So I walked away, and I came back after the break, and I was about to talk to him again, and then I walked away again because I was really nervous. Then I came back again, and I said, "Mr. Rohn, Jim Rohn," I said, "Mr. Rohn, I want to work on my own habits and attitude, and I want to help the world do the same." And Mr. Rohn, Jim Rohn, told me this. He says, "You should put that together." So I literally put the words together, habits and attitude. That's where Habitude came around. Isn't that crazy?
That is fantastic with Jim Rohn. And then no drama, serve others. NDSO. That keeps popping up. Tell me about that.
Oh, thanks for asking. I really appreciate that, actually. And it's so apropos. I just looked that word up. It was really cool. Anyway, it's so ironic that you bring that up because I'm in Washington D.C. today, and I'm here to see my mother, of course, and my father. My father had passed about 6 years ago, and I actually just picked up one of his cars, and his car. Everyone called my dad Swan Dog. That's Swanson, so Swan Dog on the golf course everywhere. Everyone knew my father up here in the Northeast, and and he was a prominent attorney here in DC, and then moved to Vermont. So I lost him about 6 years ago, and heaven found him. and I think I was in shock for about 10 days or so, but finally, I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I was the one who got the call, by the way, the call from my whole family. I was the one who got the call about my father passing. And about 10 days into my shockness, I realized that I dreamt something, or something came to me that last night that I fell asleep, and I woke up the next morning about 10 days into this, and it just came to me, these initials, and it came from my father, and those initials were NDSO, which stands for no drama, serve others. There it is. Yeah. No drama, serve others. In fact, Jay, thanks for asking again. I appreciate you doing that. I didn't know you were going to ask me about this. I have there's 2 authentic ones in the world, and then we printed some of these to give them out to people as well as reminders. But there's 2 of them. I have one of them right here, and my father has his. As of 6 years ago, I gave it to him right then after I got it printed up. So he's with this right now, and it says no drama, serve others. It's a dog tag. It's just a reminder to serve others. It's forget the drama. There's too much stuff going around. It's the stop. Like, was it Richard Bach or was it Wayne Dyer? I think it was Richard Bach. Stop sweating the small stuff, right? Just take the big picture of awesomeness and help the world. So I thank my father for helping me with that. And it's so ironic that you say that. I can see my father's car right now with the license plate Swan Dog. You know what? I took a photo of it. I'm going to show it to you. That's crazy you asked me that, but I'm going to pass the mic to you.
No, this is what I want.
There it is.
That's your dad's car?
It's sitting right there. I can see
how cool.
Right outside my place here. Look at
Oh,
this.
that's nice.
And that's my father's car. That's my dad's second car that he was driving around.
And
Swan
what kind of car is that? What do you call that?
a small little tiny car I can't fit in. That's what I call it.
Ah,
It's like a little 2005 Solstice or something. It's a little
uh,
tiny sports car.
it's
But
a
back in
sport.
the day, it was Batman's car, right? Look at
Oh
that
my
thing.
gosh, yes, the best ever.
So thanks
So
for having me. I appreciate it.
Habitude Principles. We're going to get into, I've got an outline of things that we've talked about going through that's going to be really meaningful to people because you're about helping people and you've run the race and cool things are happening. Now, so just, is there a sum it up Habitude Principles?
Well, there's about 50 of them. I originally did this where Jim Rohn taught me that I should really follow my dreams, my passion, right? So I took that and I ran with it, and I said, okay, well, if I'm going to help myself change my habits and my attitude, and put it together, those habitudes, then there's going to be the world. The world's my oyster, so I want to help the world, including myself. Now, Zig Ziglar said this too: the more you help other people, the more you help yourself. The more you help other people get to their goals, the more you're going to achieve your goals as well. So it's really it's kind of like a self-awesome prophecy, right? Helping yourself by helping others. So some of the principles, I mean, there's 50 of them that I started off with. There's much more than that, or many more than that. But I started off with 50 of them in my first book years and years ago. It was funny though, Jay, check this out. It took me, I don't know, maybe 17, 18 years to write that first book. And then it took me like a year to write the second one, and now I pump them out every 3 months. I pump out a new best-selling book. Isn't that crazy?
You do. And this is your beginning, is you start writing books and all of a sudden things start happening.
It's so true.
Talk about that. You get them started, and this is kind of the path or the pattern that you're teaching other people to do. So that's one of the reasons people are listening right now. We've got a good audience here. And I want to remind people, don't be shy. If you got a comment, you want to say something, chime in, please do. I'm looking forward to everyone's comments. Good.
Yeah, for sure. I just shared it on some of our pages as well. So definitely comment, guys. If you comment, I will read your awesomeness and I'll introduce it to Jay. Jay's amazing. So getting back to your first question, what is habitudes, and can you share one? There's a lot of habitudes, and the beginning is one of them, of course, and I'll share that in a second. But let me give you a couple other ones that are right off the bat that your audience can use right away. Number one is take a different route. So take a different route, meaning go to different places. Stop going to the same places all the time. How many of you, raise your hand in your audience here if you're a person that's building your business, and in order to build your business, you need to what? Meet people, right? You need, my friend Les Brown says this all the time. I don't know if you know who Les Brown is. So Les says, 80% of your success in business and in sales is going to be derived by the 80% of the people you don't know yet. Okay. and the continuation will be derived by the 20% that you already know and that love you, that follow you all the time. So think about that 80-20 rule. And people get that wrong all the time. Brian Tracy used to tell me this all the time. If you don't know, Brian's my mentor, my awesomeness. He's my main mentor. He's my other father, if you will. My father is of career success. So the take a different route philosophy is this. Let me ask you, Jay, you live in a mansion in the United States somewhere. So let's say that you go and you're like, you know what? I'll just go down to the Costco or the Sam's Club or whatever those, or the grocery store. I know, Jay, you've got your own butler and you don't go there that much. But let's say, for instance, you're like, I'm just going to go down to the grocery store. Well, instead of going to the same grocery store, the same Whole Foods, let's use Whole Foods as an example. If you go to Whole Foods over here in this location, and then 6 or 7 miles down the road is another Whole Foods, what is the same thing in the Whole Foods? Well, the same products. What is different in those different Whole Foods are people. So if you're looking to meet people, then go take a different route, right? Take a different route, go to different places. Here's another example of taking a different route. I never fill my gas to full. Okay, in my cars, I collect cars, and I'm a car buff, and I love all these different. I love mountain biking now. I love lots of different little cool things like that. But one of the things is if I go to the gas station, and I know you have a butler and he takes care of it. But if you're gonna stop at a gas station, a suggestion is fill up your car to half. Fill it to full, but then when it gets to half, stop at a gas station again and fill it up again. When it gets down a little bit, fill it up again. Okay, so I'm at twice as many gas stations as most people. Why? Because I want to meet the person right next to me, across the stall or whatever you call the aisle there.
Yeah.
Gas. And I'll say, oh, nice Mercedes. I've got the, we'll start talking about the models of whatever car it is because I'm a car buff, and they're like, oh, cool. And then we exchange business cards. Remind me about business cards, by the way. That's another.
Oh yeah.
Back to you, sir.
I was just wanting to put in here, in case the people that are watching don't know where to type, I'm going to type into the comments your website, habitudewarrior.com, and people can see those. And then I want you to jump in there, and anybody that has a comment wants to say hi, just jump right in there, because that popped up maybe in the comment section where they are. So
you can also put in decidetobeawesome.com. That's pretty cool. It goes
Decide to be awesome.
Gifts. Yeah. And by the way, when you're talking about that, let me share another habitude that I need to write about. And it is a habitude, and I've failed today. And I'll tell you why. Here it is. Check this out. Watch the screen right now when I do this. I know you're typing, but watch the screen for 1 second there, Jay. Check this out. I'm just about to take a sip of my water. Oh, here's another habitude. I have little things that say decide to be awesome, right?
Decide to be awesome.
This is just a little wristband that I put on the coffee cup or coffee thermos so I can look at myself and say, okay, you're right. But I failed on one thing. Check this out. This thermos, I have water in here, by the way. This thermos is brand new. Okay, I just got it like a week ago, I think. And I just took a sip of water. Now watch what happens. Same thing for you. Same thing for you. When you take a sip of water or a sip of your coffee or something, watch what happens.
Great.
You are visualizing while you're on Zoom.
Wow.
We live in a Zoom world now. You're visualizing right here, this right here. This is perfect advertisement placement for your awesomeness and your attitude. I need to take this off and put another cool sticker that says decide to be awesome or Mr. Awesome or something like that. So for you could take a Sharpie, Jay, and or if you have a sticker already, awesome. But you could take a Sharpie. Yeah, on the side is great.
Hey, there's my buyers and sellers show thing, but on the bottom there's nothing.
On the bottom there, take a Sharpie and actually put something like "I am awesome" on the bottom. Here, you can borrow my Sharpie. Here,
borrow your Sharpie.
Yeah. So, and then later you can do it later if you like. But
I'll do it later. That'd be great, man. That's what I need. So I take that drink. Everybody see you can be awesome.
And honestly, Jay, it's all about TOMA. Someone put that in the comments. TOMA, top of mind awareness. Tony talks about this. Wayne Dyer talks about this. Everyone talks about top of mind awareness, keeping things in front of you. I call it creating the buzz, and you kind of create your own buzz. Nobody's coming down here and going, Jay, I'm donating all of our company to create your buzz today. No, it's us creating our own buzz. And that's what these little things, people think I'm crazy. Well, you know what? These little tiny reminders are really great reminders for me to help others. I have another, you have to ask me about this later. Everywhere I go, no matter where I go, if I'm in my home, if I'm walking around, if I'm going to a coffee shop or something, anytime I leave the house, I always have one of these in my pocket. Just ask me what's in my hand.
What is in your hand?
Later, not now, later. Ask me later.
Okay. Doing it and achieving success. As we move forward and you're teaching people, you're giving us these principles, these tomas, these things for us to do in your life. And as you're teaching others, let's talk about that. What changes do people need to make to their lives right now in order to get better at what they do and move forward?
Yeah, great question. So what I would suggest is literally just get out of your own way. A lot of people get in our own way, and what we do is we get complacent, we get stuck, and we get comfortable with our situation, and that's not good. So get uncomfortable with what you're doing so that you can get comfortable with the new habit and then get uncomfortable again. So the equation is get uncomfortable, get comfortable, then get more uncomfortable, and then equal success.
Yes. And then as you've moved, how many years have you been doing this? I mean, from the time you were with Brian Tracy, and now you come up to so it's about 25 years, right?
Not many, 25.
Something like that. Yeah. It's like
I got started back in 1998 with a gentleman named Brian Tracy. If you don't know who Brian Tracy is, then Jay and I will both push pause right now and mute, and we'll let you go look him up.
Yes, we know Brian Tracy,
and we're back. So you have to have to make sure that you know Brian Tracy, because he's one of the grandfathers of success in
He is.
in such an integral way.
We're going to do a little bit of like a lightning round here. I'm just going to show some pictures. Give me a couple seconds and make some comments.
Yeah. So, oh wow. So let's see. This is, I'm supposed to comment on this. Yes.
Park?
So
yeah. What is that?
This is right down the street from me. This is one of my places. I live in Utah as well, and that's the Olympic Park. Wait, let's go back. That was the Olympic Park. So I have a friend of mine that actually, if you see the left-hand side there of the sign, way in the background there, that's the Olympic ski jump. That's literally, and I stood at the top of the ski jump. I got a pass to go back there. And oh my gosh, this friend of mine, he's a 4-time Olympian in the luge. And he taught me, or took me there and showed me around. Wow, what an amazing, because you know what happens? That's where all the dreams get fulfilled. You know, that's the starting line, the line that they want to go ahead and they achieve, right? They go to it. And that's like, that is the reminder that they did such awesome work to get to where they are. That was that starting line. It was amazing.
And you go to the top of a mountain and ride a bike.
Yeah, this is Pete. This is my buddy Peter Sagan. I don't know if you guys know a super famous bicyclist, Peter Sagan. So they're working on his bike right down the street from my place here, and I was hanging out having lunch with him the other day, and he's like, "Oh, let me have one of your books." So he's got one of my books now, and it's really cool. So that's I'm really into biking and bicycling and mountain biking. Oh, this is actually my suitcase. How did you get a photo of one of my suitcases?
You got to work for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So here's the deal. You got some good assistants. So what happens here is this is like one of my suitcases. So I bring 2 suitcases wherever I travel. One is filled with books like this, so I can give them away as gifts. And these are well, 3 of my books, of my own personal books, #1 bestsellers, and that's of course Think and Grow Rich on the top left.
Pretty good company.
That is
Swanson. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I love your point.
You like that,
man. Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I got a great story about that actually, but yeah, the pointing is really cool because we're pointing to you. You can be successful, right? And by the way, that's a great photo. Thank you very much. That's beautiful.
Whoa, what's going on here?
This is really cool because yeah, we got to move over. Let's just look at the photo and let's just kiss that guy. Oh, I love you. All right, so here's the deal with this photo. This photo was taken. I'm in Washington D.C. today, and or the area here in metro area, and that was taken in Georgetown, right after a speech that I did, and it's really dear to my heart. I'm a lot younger there, about 20 years ago or so, but it's dear to my heart because my father was the head of litigation here in Washington D.C. for Metro subway systems, so he was an attorney for them and ran the department. And it was just really cool being able to come in and fly into DC and actually speak at a conference here locally. So that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that photo.
I see there's some comments have come up. There we go. Sharon Hoffmeister. Now, Sharon, thanks for coming. I want you to know this is my niece. She has been, Sharon, I'm proud of her because she has been live for over 1,300 times for her business. Oh my God. Hey, did you lock the door in the green room?
Yeah, I left. There's lobster.
Oh my gosh. I heard somebody back there. Look at this.
Hey,
Jim Cathcart. Welcome,
yes.
Jim.
Hey, Erik, it looks like you got the colors right for today.
I want to kiss you. There, I just gave you a What's up, my friend? Great to see you. Wow, what a pleasure to have you here. Guys, everyone stop. Everyone stop. Hold on. We have greatness in the room. Oh my gosh, Jim Cathcart. Like, you guys got to know who this gentleman is right here. This gentleman, the past president of NSA. Do you guys know what NSA? Does anyone know what NSA is? National Speakers Association. Really? That's him. Acorn Principle. That's him. Dear friend of mine. That's him right there. Oh my gosh.
What to do when you're the speaker?
Let's see it. Can you grab the book? Yeah.
The book that you have and Jay has. Look at that.
What to do when you're the speaker.
I'm holding it right there at Jay's.
How are you doing, my mountain friend?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent.
Thank you for asking.
To hear that.
Yeah. When are you coming up to Park City and come?
Well, I tell you, I'm eager to get back there. We stayed at Steiner Lodge last time.
Yeah.
And I love the area. Man, you've chosen paradise.
So here's the newest thing that we're going to do, Jim. You're going to come over to my place in Park City. We're going to cruise to Deer Valley. We're going to go up this chairlift. There's no snow. Okay. We're thinking, why are we not
hiking?
We're going to bring up, no hiking. We're going to go up to the top. We're going to put some helmets on, some mountain bike helmets. And we're going to take a couple of my mountain bikes. Don't worry. I got like 20 of them in the garage. And we're going to bolt down 5 to 10 miles down these trails. It is amazing.
I love that. I did that up in Banff, and I miss doing that. Awesome.
So let me ask you guys this, and Jay, with your permission, I want to ask one of the grandfathers of amazing success in our era. I want to ask him a question, if you can,
Please
for your audience.
This is a surprise. I know you weren't expecting Jim to show up.
Oh man,
Awesome.
I wasn't, but I was. You know what I mean? So here's because I love it. I love that. Here's my question to you, Jim. What is something that you feel the audience of the world, we're doing something that's not correct for our success, and it can be corrected very simply? What would one of those techniques be?
Gad, I think the main thing is looking for limits. You know, people tend to be tuned into instinctively and tuned into where are the threats? What do I need to deal with? But we need to recognize that those are simply next steps. You know, it's like the chairlift. Okay, there's a mountain. I would like to come down that mountain and not have to pedal hard. Okay, how do I get to the top of the mountain? Carry my bike up to the top of the mountain. No. There are other ways. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of people say, well, no, it's too much work. I'm not going to do that. And you say, there's a chairlift. Well, the chairlift's there for everybody else too. You know, the same thing's true when you're starting a new business, when you're trying to build a multi-level network of people, when, you know, whatever it is you're doing, even fitness. You know, you're familiar with my concept on fitness. Just walk to the curb. Put on your running shoes and walk to the curb.
Right.
When you get out there, you got a new decision to make. Go back in the house and eat ice cream, or go for a little bit of a run or a walk. Right. Either way, you're exercising more.
Yeah, I love it. And you know, another concept would be like, you know, if you're trying to get from A to B, take the highway. How about that? There's a highway over there. Stop taking these side roads that you don't know where they're going. You know, get your GPS set up. And I love that. I love that concept. Thank you for sharing that.
You bet. Well, I love what you're doing because you're lifting the world in a lot of ways. And boy, you brought so many people into authorship through your book series. Love that. And I'm so proud to be in the 13 Keys to Riches right up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right up here on my shelf. Outstanding. Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to drop in and share a little sunshine today and pick up a little bit of your energy. I've got to run, but God bless you, and you and Jay have a great time. And
thank you, Jim.
You know, save the world.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, guys. Follow Jim Cathcart. He's one of the mentors of the world.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Jim. Good to see you.
Pleasure. What a pleasure. Oh, that was
Surprise.
Awesome. Yay, my birthday.
How about that? Okay, so we're doing it in Achieving Success. When we're doing the pictures, I want to show something that really got my heart when I saw this. And watch this. This is you doing a live with your, I think it might have been David and Goliath group.
Okay. Sure.
So talk to me about what we're seeing here, how your groups work together and how you pull these people together.
Oh, yeah, great question. So it's interesting. I don't actually know which group that is because we have so many groups and so many author, you know, book series that we have and masterminds and so forth. So that picture is a collection of one of our meetings. We hold meetings like every other week, basically in different groups. So we have like 3 or 4 different groups, and then we have like 3 or 4 different book series. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool, you know, and really the I guess the main point of that photo, I guess, is not necessarily just that particular photo, or, you know, that's this person, that's this person. They're amazing individuals. It's a collective group, and it grows its own nucleus, its own community. So I've noticed that, you know, even there's a great book out there called Even Eagles Need a Push. So sometimes even motivators like you and I, influencers out there, sometimes we need to surround ourselves and have that push as well. And I always find that whenever I go back to one of our events like this, which we hold virtually every week with different groups, I always find that I'm inspired by them. And I always find that even though I'm maybe rushing to get to one of the meetings, because it's a pretty busy world right now these days, for me at least, then when I'm there in the seat, I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm so glad I'm here, because I'm accepting all of the information that everyone's pouring into me, which I love. It's called borrowed benefits, and I love that. Thank you for sharing that photo.
And there's the invitation.
That's right. That's one of them with me pointing. I love it.
You're pointing. Well, join my tribe. I just the energy that I see there, and the realness. People love being with you, Erik. And I love these guys too.
Oh yeah, my little puppies.
Puppies. How about that? How to get in there, get that picture. There we go. It's like you're so real. You're so authentic. In fact, that's the idea here. Authentic communication.
That's right. Yeah, I see you got one of my books, and I need to sign it. So will you hold it up for a little bit?
Let me hold it up right here. If you would, just sign it right there.
No, the inside. I want to sign it.
You like the inside here? Right here would be fine. How about here?
There you go, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Well, done.
That is awesome, man.
And that's a photo of Dale Carnegie up front. I actually have one of the same copies of the book right here. This is our latest, one of our latest book series, where we have some friends of mine like Brian Tracy's in here, Rudy Rudiger. Rudy from the movie from the 90s. From the Notre Dame movie, famous movie. Rudy, he did the foreword to the book.
He's one of the writers.
So really cool. I have 33 authors in here and 13 celebrities. Boom. It's really, really fun. And this is all about Dale Carnegie and the principles that we learned from Dale in becoming authentic. And the next book is going to be on likability factor. So really cool stuff. Thank you for sharing that.
And I would like to put this up here, and I'm going to put it in the comments, so it's even easier to get to. And this is a short shot to go to those books. And those of you that are looking at your comments, you've got some links there that you can get on. And it's like, go to check out his books. And this will get you right on Amazon. It's a lot of fun. And it's like, I'm so proud just to know you. Holy cow. This is great stuff. And then there's another quick link to check out his national bestseller right here. I'm going to put this right in here like this. Boom. And let that go. Boom. That's in your links. And we're going to make it a banner too. And everybody should see this. Best-selling author Erik Swanson. That's Erik with a K. Swanson.com. And then the other thing is when people come here, it's like, how about an opportunity to enjoy this? And this is a quick link to get a free gift. Now, freeawesomegift.com. How about that? freeawesomegift.com. And I want everybody to get that. That comes from, you get on there and Erik will give you a free awesome gift.
Yeah, that's right. Gift to success.
Yes, there you go. Okay, so now moving right along. Oh, look, somebody's got a comment here. Let's see. Now this is from Aaron Hanley. Hi, Erik and Jay. Happy Friday. Now, Aaron, tell me about Aaron. Hey, Aaron, thanks for coming.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Rock and roll.
Glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Let's just go to this next step right here. I want to go. I had this. We talked about this word. And Erik, in your life and your career, and as things are going, there's transmutation occurring. Talk a little bit about that and that principle, if you would, please.
Yeah, sure. I love it. So the simple definition of transmutation, if you think about it in my terms, is just taking one thing and transferring it or transmuting it or taking the success quotient to focus on taking the focus and focusing on something else. Okay, that's to transmute it over to something else. And what Napoleon Hill talked about in Think and Grow Rich years ago, 1937, I think it was. He used to talk about transmutation, where we have to take our bad habits and change them into our good habits. And that's literally what we've done in our book series. Sorry about the lighting, by the way. The sun is now hitting me right on my face. Look at it. Check it out. So I'm trying to move away from the sun a little bit. But the thing is, what we do is we teach in our book series, in the 13 Steps to Riches, which Jim Cathcart's in, and so many amazing greats are in this book series. We took the 13 steps that are in Think and Grow Rich, and we wrote not only the 13 steps, but we wrote them in 13 different books. So if you like Jay just put up in the chats, grab them. Go to bestselling author erikswanson.com, or go to Barnes and Noble. Go to any bookstore and ask for the 13 Steps to Riches, and you'll find 13 books. Now we are currently writing book number 12 now. So we have 2 more books to finish up the series, and it's taken 2 years. We come out with a new bestseller every 2 months for the last 2 years. So to complete the 13 books, and I love it. So the bottom line is transmuting your bad habits into your good habits. So what I would love you to do, Jay, and everybody in the audience, is take a look at, grab a piece of paper. I always keep a piece of paper on me and a pen. I've got extra pieces of paper right here. Just take a piece of paper and write down 10 things, 10 items, 10 habits, 10 things in your life that are taking up a lot of your time and that are not deriving your success or driving your success or reaching to your success. Are you limiting, like Jim Cathcart talked about before? Are you putting limits on yourself rather than opening up those limits and being unlimitable? That's a good word. I'm going to go with it. So I think a little bit. The point is, write down 10 things that you believe that you could transmute into a better atmosphere, in a better way, in getting rid of certain things. Like for me, I transmuted a few things. Like I put down the coffee and I picked up green iced tea. I put down alcohol and I picked up water. I put down negativity and I picked up positive attitudes. Right. So those are the 3 things that I got rid of that are blatant in my life. I don't drink coffee anymore. I don't drink alcohol, and I don't hang out with negative people. And if I seem to find myself doing that, then I take a checkup from the neck up, like Zig taught us years ago, and find that transmuted area that you can go into. So another way to look at it is, if you have kids, and you say, well, to your kids, don't hang out with that crowd. That's a bad crowd. Well, if you don't give them a good crowd to transmute to, then they're going to continue hanging around that bad crowd. And that's what happens typically. So you want to change it, almost like smoking cigarettes. I've never smoked cigarettes, but if you're going to change that habit, you have to pick another habit to do. Maybe it's putting a carrot in your mouth for a year until finally you're healthy because you're eating carrots now, right? So transmute your bad habits into good habits, and there you go.
There we go. And Aaron says, Erik is a rock star, changes lives every day.
Yeah, rock and roll. Thanks, Slay.
Let's see, someone else is coming. John Kovacs Jr., welcome to the show. Awesomeness.
John works with us as well. He's a speaker, and he does great things on stages for colleges, for youth. Oh, amazing. And he's actually one of our team leads for all of our book series and our masterminds.
Nice to meet you, John. So thankful you came here. Aaron, thanks for here. Sharon. And there's other people. There's a lot more people watching. Sometimes we'll get into a show like this and they're just just loving it. It's like, I don't need to type and talk. I just want to listen. And that's what's happening here, Erik. Erik, people are listening to you and watching and going, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is your first time on my show, and and you are just delivering some new stuff that they haven't seen or heard before, and this is awesome. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Okay,
you
look,
very
John's got another comment. He says, "This is awesome. I love the positivity you both share." Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much. And I love you jumping in there and sharing. So we talked about transmutation, and if I was to say, my understanding is you find things that you can transmute, change in your life to get better. That's
Yes.
in the simplest form. Is that pretty much the right idea?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But
So
most people don't they don't look at that. They say, well, it'll be all right. I'll still use that bad habit. I mean, why aren't people in better shape than they are in right now?
yep,
Maybe it's true. An apple a day will. You've
keep
heard
the
of that, right?
doctor away.
There you go. That's the rest of it. Yeah.
I
So
know.
maybe it's true. The doctor never said a bag of Doritos a day will keep the doctor away, but most of us reach for the path of least resistance rather than what we know is right for us.
Well,
most people want to
yeah.
make $1 million, yet we still want to sleep till noon. So where's the balance? Yeah.
So everybody here needs to recognize the fact, and you're doing it, riding bicycles down mountains. You're eating well. You're doing things that are good for your health, and you're not crazy about it. You probably do some things that aren't so good for your health. Maybe,
Well,
yeah, maybe there might be some.
by
of
the
those.
way, I want to make a
Right.
correction. I am
Yeah.
not riding a bike down a mountain. I am holding on for dear life on a bike.
Crazy.
And I got to
Oh,
tell you,
I
I
love it.
just want to show you this.
Okay.
This hand, yeah, it's this hand. You see this pinky right here? This
Yeah.
one, not
Yeah.
this one. This one.
Yeah.
This pinky is the only thing that doesn't hurt on my body from last week. Okay, when I was riding down the mountain. Yes, I'm just telling you,
I love
everything
it.
else
I love
hurts.
it.
I got down to the bottom of the mountain. I was like, how is it possible that I'm this sore? I didn't even ride my
Yeah. I don't even know. But you're transmuting in your own life. As we all get older, things change, and you've done some things. You've enjoyed the success. You're teaching other people to be able to do as well. And in this, oh my gosh, it's like, like you got money, you got things, you've done stuff, everything like is. You're famous, you got books, all this kind of stuff. You're just going to retire and do nothing.
Am I going to retire? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you're going to retire and do nothing.
Why would you say the 7-letter word? Come on. Is there 7 letters? Anyone?
My people already know. Don't retire.
6 words.
Don't
6
say
letters.
retire.
RET. 6 letters.
Don't
Sorry.
say
6 letters.
retire.
Don't say the 6-letter word. Come
I
on.
know, me either.
So here's the deal. I'll wrap that up in a second. No, I'm not retiring. What are you talking about? It reminds me of one of my dear mentors as well in my life, Dr. Dennis Waitley. I wrote a book with him as well. It's in one of these books. Dr. Dennis Waitley was the NASA's performance coach. So he was the performance coach for the astronauts going up to space. And he and I were sitting down one day. He gave me his captain's chair. I was visiting him at his home in California, and he's like, and I was sitting down somewhere, gonna watch, like he was gonna sit at his desk, and he goes, no, you're in the wrong seat. Go sit down there. He literally sat me in his desk, in his chair. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So he was my audience in his own office. That was just that was huge. What a mindset, a positive mindset that was. So the point is, he always told me that the day he retires, is the day that everything shuts down, everything closes down. There's no retirement for him. And I think he's 79 now or 80. I think he just turned 80. So I'm not retiring. There's no way, because your brain keeps on moving to the next level. And the moment anyone thinks about retiring, well, what you're doing is, another friend of mine, Laura Langmeyer, Laura's from The Secret. She's written Millionaire Maker. She's a dear friend of mine. She talks about this, the origin of the word retirement. And I'm not going to get it perfect, but I think she said it comes from farms and pastures to retire the slaughter, the cows. So let's not retire. I say, everyone, look for a new transmutation of success in a different area. Maybe you want to. Maybe shutting down that business, but opening up a cooking show in your kitchen. Something really cool. I'm getting into mountain biking now, so find something that is going to challenge you to make you grow.
Yeah. John's helping us. How about those gift cards? Tell me about those. Here's my business card. Talk to me about gift card.
Sure. So the gift cards are look, here's the deal. The gift cards, I literally call my business cards gift cards.
Uh-huh.
Now, the reason why, Jay, is because I feel it is not only a gift for someone to meet me, it's a gift for me to meet them as well. And if it's a gift for them and it's a gift for me, both of us is borrowed benefits, because we're going to benefit from knowing each other if we help each other grow. So I literally hand my business cards out. Now, I never call my business card a business card. Now, but my business cards look like this. Most business cards are what? This size, I guess, the double size, the regular size, like something like that, right?
Yeah, my size.
Yeah, there you go. Mine are a little different, just because I want to be a tiny bit unique, so it stands out and they say, "Wow, I'll hire this person," right? So here I have a photo of myself on the gift card, and then on the back has information and my team's information on there as well. But it has a little gift there, for a free gift. Call, text this number.
Yeah.
So give this out to people and consider it a gift card by teaching them that it is a gift to meet each other. That's what I do all the time. Also, by the way, I carry 5 business cards every single morning when I leave my house. 5 every morning, at least 5, because by noon I want to meet 5 people by noon, and not by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. By noon, what's that do? It gets me out of the house and gets me over there and meeting people wherever I'm going to meet them. So plan on 5 business cards, 5 new quick little interactions, and guess what? Out of those 5, one of them is going to come to fruition on maybe something special, right?
And Aaron's loving listening to both of us. Great information being shared here. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Well, we're wrapping it up, Brother Erik. What a great time together, you and I. People have gotten some wonderful ideas. Let's just review a little bit, take a different route. What about TOMA? What's that stand for?
Top of mind awareness.
Get out of your own way and write down 10 things you can transmute.
That's right.
And you come from Brian Tracy. He's the great goal setter.
That's right.
And the list writer. I like this. This gets me thinking. And don't say retire. You can only play so much pickleball. Here we go. We're not doing that. And
I'll add a bonus. I always add a what's called a +1 theory. That's what I call it.
What is it?
Theory. Bring a duck everywhere you go. Okay, so I bring a duck, and I call it the lucky duck. So here it is, right here. Check it out. It's this little tiny little duck. Jay, check this out. I know you're typing, but look at that. Look, it's a little tiny duck.
Cool.
It's tiny. Look how tiny it is. And I bring a duck, and I put this duck in my pocket. And I find someone that is inspiring. The other day it was an Uber driver. I gave them my duck. I have thousands of these, and I give one out to one person a day, and I find that, and I don't look for them. It's just the universe brings me to them, and I give them this duck, and I say, you are inspiring. And by the way, this duck, everyone loves it because it glows in the dark at night, so it's pretty cool. But it's just a little kind of cool reminder to say the gratitude I feel is meeting you. Right?
You can't lead me to the edge. Where do I get a duck like that?
No, you don't. I ordered them, and
it's a secret duck.
I can send you a duck. You will have one of my lucky ducks. There you go.
I would love to have a duck. I want a duck. Well, Erik, as we wrap it up right now, as I was just looking at the timing, I'm realizing that there's been very few people in this world that ever got an extra 10 minutes out of me in my show. This has been so good, so valuable, and people are loving it. There's a huge crowd out there. I love everybody there. Take a minute here and wrap it up for me, then I'll play us out. But you probably have some final words, and I'd like you to share them with my audience, please.
Yeah, sure. Oh, thanks for asking. My final words are: get out there. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for yourself to wait for yourself. Literally get out there and do it. A lot of people comment and compliment me, which I appreciate, the friends that do this. And these are friends, like major speakers. They say, Erik, you say something and then you do it. Like a month later, it's already into fruition, and then they show up at an event or they show up in a best-selling book. 3 years ago, I was an author, but I I didn't put together these big, huge, nice #1 best-selling books based on these huge success principles. Well, I decided one day, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to include 13 #1 best-selling authors and celebrities, and then 33 authors to become #1 bestsellers. By the way, if you want to get in one of these, we have the Book of Mentors, which is honoring Zig Ziglar, Wayne Dyer, Bob Proctor, and Jim Rohn. So if any of those 4 interests you, be in the series. It's called the Book of Mentors. Yes, it's a pay to play, but just remind me that Jay sent you, and we'll get you set up. But it's pretty amazing. We have another book series. This is called the Principles of David and Goliath, which is the biblical reference, of course, David and Goliath. Becoming the David to your Goliaths in life, right? Beating your giants and your obstacles in life. Well, I found that there's a huge need to bring awareness to the female empowerment without losing male empowerment as well. I want it to be equal. So what I've done is this: we've created something called the Principles of Debbie and Goliath. This is not the book; this is the David one, but the Debbie and Goliath, and it's going to be a 3-book series. Pretty amazing. So, and it's only female authors in there. So if you're female and you want to be a #1 bestseller with us, message my team. Wherever, team@habitudewarrior.com, and make sure, or you connect with Jay, connect with us. But my final thoughts are: get out of your own way, and you deserve it. Write down by the way, on the transmutation, write down 10 reasons, 10 things that you need to change in your life. And then on the flip side, put down the 10 things that you're going to replace that with. That's the technique on the piece of paper. But also, why don't you write down, these things that you want to aspire to do, and enough is enough. Write down 5 goals that you want to accomplish over the next 6 months, and then put this somewhere, hide it. And then guess what? 6 months down the road, you're going to look at this, you're going to find it when you're shuffling some papers around, and you'll be like, wow, I accomplished all 5 of those right off the bat. And keep on going. So that's my little tip for you guys today. My name's Erik Swanson. They call me Mr. Awesome. Les Brown, by the way, called it to me, so I kept the nickname, and there you go.
And shout out to John is it Kovac?
Kovac, yeah.
Kovac. Everybody needs a John. Look at that, man. He's making sure everybody's got all the information. He's the man. Thank you, John, for jumping in there.
You should see in my backyard right here. I have there's apparently we left a cookie and near somewhere, and a little squirrel in my backyard is eating a cookie right in front of me. Right, that's my cookie.
Live.
Fred.
That's okay. Pretty good. That's pretty
Fred.
good. Erik, thank you so much for being here. If you got a chance, jump back in the green room if you can stay. I'll be back there in a minute. Don't eat all the fruit and the different treats that are back there, because I want to join in with you. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye now. Okay, good. There we go. And we had a great time. I want to thank you all for being on the Buyers and Sellers Show. What a great show. And please come back again next time. And it's every Friday morning at 10:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same channel. You can find me at thejay.skinner.com. And that's where you get the links to all this stuff right here, right there. And there's my information. So happy you came again. Erik, Mr. Awesome Swanson, thanks for coming. Have a great day. See you next week. We're going to do something like this. Thanks for coming. See you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye now.